Hey guys, welcome back to our Tokyo series. So in this video, we're going to be talking about one of our favorite experiences, and that is TeamLabs Planets. TeamLabs is like an immersive, interactive art exhibit. I guess you could kind of describe it as like a museum. There's a bunch of different rooms that you go through, and they're all interactive art.
Yes, it combines like science, technology, and art. The word exhibit and museum doesn't do it justice. I think we both don't really like museums or art exhibitions, but this was like out of this world. The word museum and exhibition doesn't quite do it justice. It's just a combination of science, technology, and art, and it's super immersive and very, very creative.
Yeah, I think immersive is the best word to describe it.
It engages multiple of your senses, which is probably the most impressive part.
So now I guess we can just walk through a couple of the different rooms. So everything in the exhibit is divided by room in this like its own showcase in each individual room. So we'll just go through and do a couple of them. We're not going to talk about all of them. I guess just our favorites.
Yes, some of the ones that stood out. Instead of boring you with a description of every single room, we'll leave it for you to go and see. One of my favorite rooms was probably the flower orchid room. So the whole room was filled with fresh orchids, and we'll include the video here, and it's just like all of these fresh orchids moving up and down, and all the walls of the rooms were mirrors, and also like the ceiling and the floor were mirrors. So it's just like you are immersed in this whole world of fresh flowers, the whole, like huge room. Another favorite room of mine was the light room. I think that was one of the first that really take your breath away, because you walk in and there is like this whole like different levels of heights, light installations, and the lights they're on there's synchronicity to when they get turned on and what color. And it's also like there's mirrors on top and on the floor and all around you, so you feel like you're walking into an infinity of just all the lights.
Yeah, that's kind of you mentioned the mirrors again. That's kind of a common theme in a lot of the rooms, is you're just surrounded by mirrors, so it looks like the room that you're in is just an endless room.
And just to compare, if you've been to the light room, I think that's what it's called, in Broad in LA, it's just like not even 1/10 of the incredibleness and vastness and the grand of this light room of TeamLabs in Tokyo. Because in this one, like the one in LA, you literally just walk into a little square and then you look around the lights. But the one in Tokyo, you actually walk around the whole like room and back and forth to a whole, like, you're immersed.
It's kind of like a maze getting
Yeah,
through
it's a
there.
maze, and it's just like so incredible to walk around and just witness all of this and see all these lights play, and you could just spend time there instead of, you know, walking into a room like the one in Broad in LA where you are timed for a few seconds and then you have to leave. Yeah.
That I really enjoyed was the koi pond room. So the floor was about, I don't know, it was like knee height in water, and it was like I'm gonna say murky, but I don't know if that's the right word. It was like water that was like, it had a gray color to it, and they were shining projectors onto the floor of the entire room, and it was like koi fish that were swimming around and flowers, and it was just really pretty. It looked like there was just a whole bunch of fish that were in there. I was gonna say another one for me that stood out was, so there was two sections. The outside section is like the garden section, and one of my favorite exhibits there was, it's like there's like a little pathway, and then you're looking out into kind of like a garden. It's like all moss, and there's these giant mirror balls spread out through all the whole garden, and if you walk up and you move it, it plays like a noise, and each one kind of makes its own little unique sound. So I thought that was really cool.
Oh, I forget also, like one of our favorite rooms was the sphere room, that you walk in and you lay down and the whole, like it's a sphere screen, right? And they
Yeah,
have,
so it's like you're inside of the sphere, and it's like a dome. You're like
yes,
inside of
in
a
a
dome. Yeah.
and it's just the whole dome is showing you flowers and like imagine, like if you could imagine flowers floating around in cosmos.
Yeah, I guess that's accurate. I mean, you can form your own opinion on based on the video of what it like looks like.
Yeah, like
Looks like to
flowers
you.
floating around in cosmos of nothingness, black, right? And it's just all different type of flowers, and you just lay there, and you can lay down and sit down, and you're just in awe of all different type of flowers, and the colors change from like all the red flowers to maybe like to then all the sunflowers, and then sometimes there's different types of like, you know, a bunch
Green
of
leaves and
yes,
stuff, and,
green leaves, or like yellow with violet and pink, and you're just laying there for a while and you're just in awe because there's nothing else in the world or even in nature like this. And it's so like, it's very impressive to see human imagination and what we're able to create and show and share.
Yeah, I think overall that is the most magical room for me. That's the number one favorite thing. Like I could have gone and that was the only room there and I would have been happy. So that was really nice.
Yes, I love that room too. It was really nice to lay there and just enjoy this.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, laying there watching the stars, but it's not stars, it's actually like flowers floating and moving around with
it was
music.
like laying in the IMAX.
Yeah.
Like laying down and watching an IMAX show of just beautiful flowers and stuff. It was cool.
Yeah, and beautiful music too.
Yeah.
As we included this in our one of our top favorite experiences, you already know that we really truly love TeamLabs, and we highly recommend that you go, even though, you know, some people may think like, oh, it's not really Japan and history of Japan. But I know that there are other TeamLabs in the world, and I've never been to, you know, the one in Bangkok. But I think we've gone to one in Vegas, right? And is that TeamLabs?
I think it's. I don't think so. We went to Omega Mart. It was by Meow Wolf. That's
so
what
it's
it
not
is.
TeamLabs.
I don't think so.
Because TeamLabs,
I mean, I could be wrong.
Is a particular brand of artists, and anyways, for me personally, I've never experienced anything like that in any part of the world. So in my memory, it's very like, and you know, Tokyo and Japan being so advanced, in my memory it's very unique Japan. So I highly recommend that you go. But if you've been to other TeamLabs but if you've been to other TeamLabs and this is just like it, then maybe you won't find it that unique and you can skip it. But you haven't been, I highly recommend. And yeah,
I definitely recommend going. The closest thing, like we were saying, is Omega Mart in Las Vegas. That's the closest experience that I've had to this, and TeamLabs blew that out of the water. It was such an incredible experience to go through. So I highly recommend it, and it's good for pretty much all ages. There were people with children there, and they were enjoying themselves. So you just keep an eye on them because of the water and stuff.
Yeah. Personally, for me, I did not enjoy the Vegas. What was it?
Omega Mart.
I did not enjoy personally the Vegas Omega Mart. It is yes immersive art, and I think there is a lot of immersive art these days. But anything else I've gone is just not even close to the TeamLabs, especially the one that we went. Oh, and we need to clarify, it's TeamLabs Planets that we've gone to, because there's also TeamLabs Borderless, which I'm sure is breathtaking as well, but it wasn't open while we were there. So this review is specifically about TeamLabs Planets. And so yes, we both highly recommend it. We wanted to go back, honestly. The only thing, it was a little bit kind of far out from everything else, and we had a limited amount of time in Tokyo, so we didn't get back there. But yes, we highly recommend it and would have loved to go back. Speaking of the review and the location, we have some recommendations for you if this helps. So as I mentioned, it is a bit of a train drive, or like, you know, cab ride away from everything else. So just plan for that, and including maybe you want to have lunch or before, or maybe have a lot of spare time and then have lunch after that. Just know that you might not be able to necessarily eat before and after right around the area, because it is kind of separate from everything else. I think you said it's like more like a residential area, right?
It's more like
area.
it's like a working industrial area. And we walked from the train station, and then after we walked to the bus station, and I didn't see any food while we were there, so they do have their own little cafe at TeamLabs, but it didn't seem like it was all, we didn't eat there, it just didn't seem like it was all that great, so I would recommend eating before or after.
Yeah, they had ramen,
just for convenience.
water, and yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't waste a Tokyo meal at their little shack for food. I would go somewhere intentional to eat, but that's just my preference.
Yeah, so plan for that. And also there's a bit of a line, but it went by pretty quickly.
Yeah, and you book your ticket by time, so that kind of alleviates the amount of people that you're going to be around.
And also, since there are some of the rooms, you do get like pretty, I wouldn't say knee high, like for kids maybe it's knee high deep, but you are in the water, so make sure that you wear clothes that you like, pants that you can actually roll up. And also, because there are mirrors on the bottom, a lot of floors are mirror floors, don't wear mini skirts maybe, or like really wide shorts that may show, but Jonathan mentioned that he remembers they do offer shorts if you forget. Honestly, if you forget about any of these things, you're okay, because they do give you shorts, slippers, and anything. But as a girl, you want to look cute in photos, so maybe just dress in a way that you'll still have good pictures and you don't have to wear some rental shorts.
And they have lockers there for all of your things, so don't worry about not being able to take your backpack for the day, or whatever it is. There's lockers for all of your clothes and jackets and stuff.
Yeah, I wore shorts and tights, and I was a little worried, oh my gosh, I have tights, but then because they had lockers, I was able to take off my tights, and that day outfit was actually perfect. I had no idea this was coming, but I removed my tights and I just wore shorts, and nothing, it was covered, everything was covered when I was walking around. So